Well, hey now, welcome to Fitz's Electric Bar. I'm just kind of trying to work through the letting go of my method acting of vinyl Richie. It's taken me a while, I walked in the other day and opened the door and went, "Hello, everybody, it's Fitzy here." And Mari was like, my wife's like, "Who's everybody?" I said, "Sorry, honey, it's just gonna take me a bit of time to unwind from my vinyl Richie performance." And there are a lot of good ones out there. So looking forward to hearing about Vinyl Richie's response. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at my last video and look up Vinyl Richie 11 years anniversary. I'm going to do some new records. They're not all new, but new to me, as they say. So some vinyl pickups, some random things. So I've got some used vinyl that I picked up. Mostly, I think, stuff that I know, maybe all of it I know. A couple new records and a couple of channel shout outs because I got some great recommendations from these two channels and I wanted to shout them out and show that I purchased based on their recommendations, and I have not been disappointed. First of all, my good friend Cordell, this is his design. I love this surreal oceanic nightmare, massive octopus taking down a whale and some very nervous people in the boat. Anyways, back to the vinyl. So starting off, get that all nicely centered. I mentioned this a few times. I've had some pretty massive vinyl destruction through some water damage. And basically it really put a hole in my R's and my S's. So Rolling Stones, Roxy Music, Lou Reed, Rolling Stones, all that kind of stuff. I can't think of the S's right now, but the R's in particular were decimated, and one of them was Todd Rundgren. So I've been picking up some Todd Rundgren along the way. Got this, actually, I've been looking on Marketplace. I'm looking at selling on Marketplace. I sold one item, but I'm going to look at buying some more. And what my first impression here in Vancouver anyways is that the people who are posting on Marketplace, 95% of them are both very cognizant of the value of their vinyl through Discogs. They tend to price them quite high because they can just sit there and wait and see if anybody's interested. And sometimes outrageously high. I just think, who's ever going to be spending like $40 on a sort of VG plus of an album that you can get on Amazon new for 45 or in the record store or 40. Anyways, that's just me. This record, Something Anything, it's a classic. This is not the gatefold, unfortunately, but Hello, It's Me, which everybody knows. Could it make any difference? It couldn't make any difference. Also, it's a Black Mariah. There's some just great guitar playing on here. I saw the light. It wouldn't have made any difference. And what else? Black Mariah, I believe. I'm not going to edit any of this. I'm just going to leave all of this wasted time in there. Yes, Black Mariah. A great song. Really good album. Probably, I think, Todd Rundgren's best album, Something Anything. Great producer, of course, worked with XTC among many others. Apparently a difficult guy to work with, but really good. Inside joke for Vinyl Richie. Okay, everybody knows this one, right? Superfly. I know the songs. I've been wanting to get this record. Got this also on Marketplace. Got it for a reasonable price. The quality is fantastic. And what really hit me was just how great the sound was. I don't know. I didn't expect the production and the vinyl to sound as good as it does. Just awesome. I had a friend over. We were going out to see a band called Rat Boys. He came over. We watched the Dodgers crush the Blue Jays, and then headed up the street to the Biltmore to go see Rat Boys. But we had a little bit of a funk session together. Listen to this, along with Johnny Lytle's record as well. Do I have that with me? Yes. So this I've had for a while. I'm not even going to take it out of the cover. It's another thing that'll piss off Vinyl Richie. But this is such a good record. So this one, I kind of DJ'd this afterwards. Vibraphonist. When you first listen to this one, Where is the Love, which is the track that everybody knows. It starts off, sounds very cheesy, very lightweight, and then it gets into some absolutely fucking awesome funky grooves. So I love this record. People in Love, Johnny Lytle, Metropolitan label, I believe it is. Milestone Records, and was re-released recently. But back to this, the Pusher Man, Little Child Running Wild D. This is just a killer soundtrack. You all know that, but so nice to listen to, and it's a good time of year to get it. Another couple I got again at a reasonable price after complaining about some of the pricing that people had, and that is David Byrne's label and his Brazil Classics. This actually is the second one. This one, the first one. I have this one on CD, and I've always really liked it. And it's just a great compilation of Brazilian music and a good sampler and a good starting point. You guys probably, again, already know about this, but enjoying this. And again, the time of year, samba music, it's perfect. A couple of new records I got. One is a new record that's not a new record, but I purchased new. And that's Rachel's Systems / Layers. Big Rachel's fan, I've showed before. One of the favorite ways to start off the day is listening to Rachel's handwriting or music for Egon Schiele. It's Quarter Stick Records is the name of the label. This is some really nice combination of ambient and classical, almost like chamber-like music. And it is really, really good. I wasn't sure, I love the Rachel's handwriting and music for Egon Schiele, and I wasn't sure whether this was going to be up my alley, and it is. I've also got the Bells, which I enjoy, but not as much as those other two. Anyways, Rachel's Systems, Layers, good stuff, really good. And then this one. I might kind of regret getting this, and it's not because it's a really good record. It just falls into that camp of the live record, which I find is really fun to listen to for the experience of the live experience, but it's not something that I generally will play over and over again. I'm even finding with the Nick Cave Wild or Live God record, I just think it's fantastic and it represents the live show really well. But you're not always in the mood for a live Nick Cave record, right? So anyways, Peter Gabriel in the Big Room. So this was recorded in his Real World studio, I believe. And I believe it's the Big Room at his studio. So it was a very select, small audience. Recorded, I think, in early 2000s. And it's got a lot of stuff, I guess some stuff from So and things like that. But it's got a really, it's kind of clean. It's not really loud. That's the good part about the live in the studio kind of thing. Anyways, I shouldn't say I regret it, but it's just, I'm not sure whether this is something I'm going to be listening to all the time or whether this could have been a stream. So just full disclosure there. Peter Gabriel in the Big Room. I was really taken with the first song, Burn You Up, Burn You Down. It's got a nice kind of funky undertone to it, which I really like. Now, the shout out to the other channels. Harris Pilton and I guess first met virtually when he did the Fitz Interviews series. And I've mentioned before, Harris, one of my favorite channels. Harris has got a great sense of humor, got a great knowledge of soul music and the 12-inch, as it were. He's the real 12-inch maestro. But he had recommended when I had posted something about Bill Evans, and he had said, you got to check out this record, in particular, the performance of Never Let Me Go, which is a great classic jazz standard everybody does. And it is a beautiful, beautiful song. And of course, Bill Evans doesn't disappoint. So thank you, Harris, for this recommendation. I don't know if I said anything on the comments back to you, but I immediately went and streamed it and thought it was fabulous. And I came across this in the used record bin. Really good shape and very happy. The other one, and the final one that I'll talk about, is David Ellis. David is from the UK. He doesn't post a lot. He's got amazing production values. His videos just look absolutely stunning. He's got a very natural, low-key kind of presentation. I really enjoy the kind of the soft-spoken He's very articulate, and he goes quite a deep dive into music that matters to him. And he was talking about quiet music, and I love this whole notion of quiet music. Partly, I guess, because of getting a bit older, partly because of being married. The idea of putting on music and not necessarily starting your day with the Damned, and playing, again, the Rachels, or playing some of these different acts that are really beautiful and kind of quiet, as a good way to start the day and not scare your spouse and make your day a nightmare. So David has posted 2 videos. I'll put the link down below. Quiet music, number 1 and number 2. Number 2 came out recently. He mentioned a few artists that I was really interested in. I've ordered one, Rania Hani. I forget the name of the record. I think her most recent record. She's a Polish composer, pianist, and I just love this record, and I'm really looking forward to getting it. I'm sorry I don't have the name in front of me now, but we'll certainly circle back to it because I've been streaming it and I can't wait to get the vinyl. It's not coming for a couple weeks. I talked about a few others, again, many of them I really, really enjoyed. And one of the ones he talked about was this gentleman, Nathan Salzberg. The album is called Third, so just on CD. It was a real short press, short or small run of vinyl, and you can't get it. And if it does get re-released, this is certainly one that I'd want to have on vinyl. Really warm finger picking. Maybe the best way I could describe him, and again, David Ellis will do a better job of this, go much deeper, but he's sort of a cross between Tony Rice and Bert Jansch, and I love both of those guitars, so real finger picking style. He just plays solo acoustic guitar on this. The tone is beautiful. It's a really nice record. And so given that I couldn't seem to find the vinyl without paying an arm and a leg, I thought I'd get this on CD. Anyways, this is starting my day a lot of times now, is this Nathan Salzberg Third. So that's it for now. Carpe diem, motherfuckers. I don't know why, but I think this is a really important record. People should listen to it. Goodbye, everybody.